In our magazine advert, we thought it was extremely important to portray a girl band who looked superior to our target audience. We created this by using glamorous makeup and hairstyles in our magazine advert. This represented our band as being perfect. We thought it was necessary that differences between the band and audience were shown, as the importance of the band is shown this way. Unlike our magazine advert, we challenged conventions in our Digipak as we used natural makeup, which allowed personal identity to be created. We wanted our artists to be relatable to our audience, as we thought this would be a good way to engage with our target audience. Overall, we supported Richard Dyer's theory that celebrities are both ordinary and extraordinary. Our magazine advert and Digipak links to Steve Neal's theory of repetition and difference, as we followed conventions for our Digipak but was atypical in our advert.
During our research task, we discovered it wasn't conventional to use an aerial shot like the one that we had used. By using this shot, we created a dominant and important image of the band as they are the focus of the shot. It also appears they are looking directly to the audience, making it appear as though the audience is there with them, making the artist appear present. This reflects Dyer's theory that a star must be both present and absent. By using an unconventional shot type, we also made our band stand out against the usual expectations.
When designing and producing our Digipak, we decided to use close-ups because not only is this conventional, which we noticed in our research, but also enabled our band to be easily identified by our audience, as well as following the uses and gratifications theory of personal identity. This theory gives our band a more relatable image, which encourages our niche target audience to become fans of the band. This band is also shown as being perfect as high-key lighting and professional shots are used, as well as being presented as natural, as makeup was natural. This again makes our band relatable. We chose to do the opposite for our magazine advert. By using long shots, we were able to not only show the glamorous costumes to show their extraordinary lifestyle, this also went against conventions.
We used eyeline shots on both the magazine advert and the Digipak. By using eyeline shots, it makes the audience feel as if they were with the girl band, supporting Dyer's star theory that for an artist to become a star, the audience must be able to feel present and absent. The eye contact made shows that the girl band are friendly once again. It is also a convention we saw on many magazine adverts and Digipaks, such as Beyonce, Ollie Murs and Adele. Using eyeline shots on both the ancillary task shows house style. We used MVC to show the girls had individual personalities. For example, their facial expressions were all different inside the Digipak, such as pouting or having their hands over their faces. We thought this created a personal relationship with the target audience of teenage girls, and we also saw it was popular in Little Mix's latest album. We used a fun look for our magazine advert, ensuring the girls could be related to and also made to be extraordinary as their own glamorous outfits.
To follow conventions, we included a barcode, which was small and located at the bottom, so it would not be too distracting from the rest of our Digipak back cover. We also included our record label logo and legal writing to show our professionalism. These are also located towards the bottom, as this was conventional in CD's research, such as Katy Perry. When placing our titles, we noticed that song names were placed centrally. This showed importance and kept our Digipak organised and clear, as we didn't want our layout to become too hectic. We decided to continue using the same colour scheme to tie in with our house style. This enabled the femininity of our band to remain presented throughout the Digipak. Moreover, we incorporated the pattern on the front cover onto the back to further show the band's individuality, as this was atypical, to again present their youthfulness.
On the disc, we decided to follow conventions by making the album name bigger than the artist's name. This shows the importance of the music whilst also putting the artist's name to the album, showing how proud they are of the finished product. This therefore becomes more appealing to the audience as the album is shown to be exciting and of good quality that the artist wants to market. We also included the record label logo very small on the disc, which was seen on almost all the Digipaks. This way we were able to promote our label at the same time. We also decided to keep the colour scheme of the typography the same throughout in order to keep the house style. We mainly used white to portray innocence and purity of the band, but also make the band name and album stand out against the background on all elements. White was a colour often used on other Digipaks as it stands out against the usually coloured backgrounds.
Our front cover on our Digipak had a conventional layout with images of the artist seen clearly in the middle of the cover, with the artist name Cosmic above and put behind the images of the girl band. This was a convention that we saw which made the girls' band's faces more important than the band name, as it would make them more recognisable without the band name. The name of the album cover, Hair, is below the artist and in front of the images, therefore showing their music is more important than themselves. We challenged the convention of the girls all being in one photo as we wanted to show off their individual personalities to their target audience of teenage girls, so that it could relate and create a personal identity with them. We also challenged the conventions of the image, filling the whole of the front cover, so it was difficult to do without making everything as important as each other.
We chose to use sans serif font for both our Digipak and magazine advert. One reason was because it enabled the house style to run through both ancillary tasks, which made our product advertisements appear more professional. Moreover, our choice of sans serif was due to the representation of our band. As we used young girls for our artists, we wanted to appear friendly and relatable. We thought the best way to present this was by using relaxed writing, which was informal and represented youth, unlike serif font, which can be extremely formal and appeals to an older audience. Sans serif font is also simplistic and clear to read. This enabled our information, like legal writing, song titles and artist name, to be distinguished easily, further highlighting our professionalism.
Whilst looking at other digipacks, we discovered it was conventional for the pop genre to use bright colours. We therefore decided to continue this technique as it presents the band and their music in a fun, upbeat way, which is appealing to the target audience. We made sure to include the same colours on the front, back and disc of the digipack, whilst also ensuring our typography was the same colours throughout. This created a house style for our artist, which we decided to keep mainly pinks, purples and pale blues. This creates a feminine, cheerful and bright image of the band. We also continued this house style onto the magazine advert and kept the design the same. This was a conventional technique as it created a recognisable image for the band.
With both our music advert and digipack, we decided to use informal language. We saw this in our research with many female artists such as Taylor Swift and Meghan Trainor. We used short and snappy messages from each girl, including phrases, "Hey girls" and "Tweet me." This allowed us to appeal to our target audience of teenage girls, as it is something they are used to and understand. On our magazine advert, we use simple terms such as including hits, which is a convention we saw throughout our research with artists such as Ollie Murs and Jessie J. This supports the theory of family resemblances, meaning the audience will recognise the pop genre. Using informal language allowed us to create a connection with our audience as it would connote friendliness and youth, therefore supporting Dyer's theory of being both extraordinary and ordinary.